Welcome back to The Inspired Entrepreneur with Heather Hope. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to The Inspired Entrepreneur podcast with your host, Heather Hope. Hey, guys, welcome. Today is October 1st. Welcome to the next chapter of your year. I hope this is an amazing beginning of October. And yeah, so if you're here for the first time, welcome. My name is Heather Hope, and I am a law of attraction business coach, mentor, teacher, inspirational writer, and speaker. And what I do is I help people, close that gap between understanding the law of attraction when it comes to their business. Because I found that most people, I'm going to say most people who are into the law of attraction really don't realize how powerful it is in their business and how much less work that they actually have to do to bring in more results. It's a big deal. So I was in all these groups for a while, all these business groups on Facebook. And this is what is such a huge blind spot for people of, thinking they have to do all these things and looking at statistics. And on this podcast, we'll talk about all that stuff. So let's just jump into it. October 1st, if you want to know a little secret, right now, this is being, so I have these recorded a little bit in advance, sometimes just a day before. But right now that you're hearing this, if you hear this, I post at 9 a.m. Pacific time every day. I am getting on an airplane to Mexico because my flight leaves at 9:32. So probably 9 o'clock. I'm getting on and sitting in my seat, getting ready to take off. So I couldn't wait to get my passport. I had to upgrade it this summer to be able to fly internationally. And it was something that I have been dreaming about for a little while now, of traveling a lot more, really seeing what else is out there. And so we are on a plane, my husband and I. My dog is home with his best friend, which is my best friend. So all is well. And we're on our way for a week to Mexico to find or experience perfect weather. There's a little town in central Mexico that has been named the second most perfect weather in all of the world. So this is like a whole nother another topic. I'm not even on our topic for today yet, but something I wanted to share for just a minute is that I continue to find what I'm looking for. When there's a true desire of something that I want, I always know that I can find it. So this is where you find loopholes. I'm always a loophole queen. Like I will always find a way to get something, and I've been like that my whole life. So there's always got to be a loophole or something needs to change. And, it's probably my early on knowing of all this stuff, but didn't really understand it. But I always just knew that there was always another way to get what you wanted. That's what I always tell my clients. There's so many ways to get what you want. So we love the coast of California. Like, we will have a house in California if we don't by now. But there's a lot of things that I don't care for. And I don't really want to get into all of that, but there's a lot going outside of this country. There's a lot going on that I want to go experience. So my thing has always been, if I could find the same weather that you can find on the coast of California, that's where I want to live, like on water. Because most of the Caribbean is super hot and humid. Florida is super hot and humid. I never want to step foot in Florida again. I swear, it's terrible for me. I am from Phoenix, Arizona, born and raised, and lived there for like 45 years. And I'm used to hot and dry. And when I say used to, it's like, it's not comfortable. I don't like it. I don't like 115, 120-degree days. I don't like those. I don't like 110 or 105. I really love our winters. Our winters are about at least half the time in the winter, it could be as high as 75. And for me, 75 degrees has determined to be my perfect weather. And then I read some articles about how it's really a comfortable degree, comfortable temperature for most everybody. I'm like, oh, cool, okay. So I was on this I was on this search for perfect weather, the weather that you can find on the coast, like at the ocean in California, because it's not hot and humid. It's mild and humid, cold and humid. So it does get very cold at night. But so I found this little village, this whole area on a lake in Central Mexico, and it's a very, very popular for retirees from Arizona. Jesus, I can't talk today. From the U.S. and Canada and the U.K. and Europe and all that stuff. But so it's very popular for retirees. Now, obviously, we're not retired, but we kind of live a retired lifestyle sometimes. So we were on a plane to go check it out. So we're down there for a week, and I will let you know how it goes because I am very excited from everything I've read and heard and all the people. I have some high hopes for this area, but if not, I mean, I've got a list of other places that we're going to be checking out this next year. And so next year we're going to be spending some time in Italy. Not saying it's not humid over there, but I found some times like in Positano is where we're going to go. My husband is half Italian, so his whole mother's side of the family are from Italy, from Naples. And so it's kind of cool. We're going to spend, I'm looking at like Portugal and some other places. Where else was I looking? Peru. Definitely. I want to go to Lima because it's on the coast, the Pacific coast, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So I found some times of the year that their humidity is a lot lower and their temps are a bit better. And so I dig deep into all the details of when would be a good time to visit and possibly go there yearly and be this digital nomad type of person. So I will let you know. Anyway, let's get to October 1st. And this one's a little bit longer. Keep talking about the manifestations that have already come about. Relive the feelings of it happening. Milk it as much as you can. It will help you to be inside your vortex more often. Okay, so keep talking about the manifestations that have already come about. So this is really a great way to go with manifesting more, is relive the moments that you have manifested things that you already have. Because once something becomes manifested in physical form, it's kind of like old news to us, right? And so it's always good once in a while to think about how you manifested your house, your car, or your relationship, or whatever it is, and relive that and be like, God, that was so cool. And one thing that I do, though, is I always look at how I was feeling, what I was doing at that time, and how it manifested, like how it came about. Like, what was the process? What was the thing that had to happen or did happen? So for me, for instance, I've manifested a lot of cool things from a text message. Typically, I will get an idea or a thought. Like I'm in a good mood, either I meditated or I'm in a really good mood and just going along with my thoughts and just getting excited about something. And then something pops in my head to text a particular person and ask them about that particular thing. And they will say yes in those moments, because timing is everything. So when you get the idea to do something, do it. When you get the idea to text somebody, do it. When you get and do this with clients as well. When you get the idea, I do this with my posting, with my daily post, like everything I think about, it's in that moment. No matter where I am, thank goodness for phones, right? No matter where I am, if I have an idea or a thought or something that came through, I will immediately post it. I don't have to write it down. I don't have to do anything. And I just post it and then put the phone down no matter where I am. I've done so many postings while, shopping at stores. So keep talking about the manifestations that have already come. Relive the feelings of it happening. So, like when I manifested my house in Arizona, I literally did nothing. And I got an email saying, "Hey, I have this house. Would you like to live in it and take care of it?" And that was it. That was 6 years ago. And so, really cool. It was just something that came in. I have no idea how I was feeling that time. I was at work when I opened that email. I remember that. And I'm like, what? Where? Huh? And I'm like, well, let me check it out. It's an hour away. I went and looked at it. I was like, went out in the backyard with my expansive view out there. I'm like, yep. I don't care that I have to drive 3 hours a day to go to work. I will do it. And I did it. So, and I've been here ever since. I took a couple little breaks living down in Phoenix and living in Pismo Beach and came back. So I remember that. I remember when I was looking for another place to live, I meditated, came out of my meditation, and then popped in to ask someone if I could rent their guest house in the neighborhood that I've been wanting to live in. And he immediately came back, said, yes, I would love for that, blah, 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 blah. Ended up not working out, but I still got that offered. And so another thing, I manifested this sports car. It's in my driveway. It's my best friend's car, but I was looking at cars online, and I came across some car. I don't know what I was looking at the time. And I remember, I think it came in black, and I'm not super huge on a black car. And I was talking to my husband. He was standing here, and I'm like, I said, I think black. I mean, I had a Mercedes in the past, and it was black, and it was a cool car. And I'm like, the Mercedes was cool in black, but the only car that really looks awesome to me in black is that Trans Am in my driveway. And I instantly jumped out of my seat and was like, let's go take a look at it. She's had it parked here for a few years, and she needed a place to put it. And I went out there, and I'm just like, I've always loved it. I was with her the whole time when she was buying it, all that stuff. And I got this idea of, I really want this car. I really love it. I want it. So I messaged her. I got the inspiration to message her. And, went back and forth the rest of the afternoon with her, just talking about it. And it was okay. She said, okay. And I never did anything with the car yet. And with all the traveling, it's just not going to work out. So it's sitting here, whether it's either one of ours at this point. It's like, if I wanted it and to fix it up because some rodents got underneath the hood while sitting up here, if I wanted to, fix it, I could have it. Otherwise, it's hers. So all these manifestations, I've had many, many, many manifestations where it was just an idea and I texted someone. The manifestation of my husband. And I will have separate podcast episodes for all of these manifestations, because I really dug into all of them to see what the heck was going on at that time and what the thoughts that came through and how it basically manifested, because it's really fascinating to go back to your manifestations and see, gosh, how easy that was, because they've all been super easy for me in that moment, because I was aligned and inspired to take action. And that through that inspired action came the manifestation. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Otherwise, it's a lot of work. So, um, so relive the manifestations, the good ones, right? The good ones only. Milk it as much as you can. So really think about them. And a lot of times, like, I don't know about you, but I kind of forget about things all the time. So like Abraham says, once we get the manifestation, it's basically old news. And then we want the next thing. So it's easy to forget what we've done and how far we've come and all of our accomplishments and manifestations. It's so easy to forget those things. So today's message is to not forget those things. Remember the cool manifestations, the relationships, the houses, the money, the jobs, the travel, the whatever it is. Remember those. It will help you to be inside your vortex more often. Okay, guys, I'm going to let you go, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.